Looking for scaffolding in and around London? All London Scaffolding is your go-to choice. Reliable, reasonable and polite. Click the link below or visit the website to claim your discount. Oi, oi, oi! We've got the proper guys now. We've got the professionals. So give it a rest.
Stay there.
There we go, Turkish. Nothing to worry about. Another 3 points. What was the stress all about, eh?
Got the job done, man. We had to get the job done today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, otherwise it would have been the definition of crumbling.
You didn't care about you didn't care, but you didn't need the performance today. You just needed the 3 points. We've seen enough performances from this group.
Yeah. It's the last roll of the dice now.
Yeah.
Win every game left this season.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, we win the league. Massive task because, you know, our form has been pretty close to immaculate this calendar year, but it still doesn't seem like it's going to be enough.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just about getting the job done. Man City FA Cup tie, you know, after 120 minutes in the Champions League, they're now through. So they're, you know, expecting a final, probably against United. We'll see tomorrow if Coventry can put it off. They had one eye on Arsenal probably, you know, after the game. You know, what do we do? Do we finish off the capitulation or do we fight back and actually, you know, make something of the last 6 games? And the only way we could do that is with 3 points. The performance and more goals would have been great.
Yeah.
But we got a clean sheet, you know, which over the last few games, you look at a couple, we conceded 2 goals apiece. Not great, 5 in the last 3, I believe.
Yeah, that was right.
So,
yeah.
you know, I'm sure mentally there was question marks being asked or of each other, of themselves. And we stood up to the test. I mean, Wolves had a lot of injuries, so a lot of their key threats were out, especially in Cunha and Neto. But they still posed some threat here and there, and we just dealt with it well defensively.
Yeah, we did. Standout players for you?
I think Ben White. I think Ben White had a good game. I think Declan Rice had a good game. I think Jesus and Trossard for me probably.
Yeah, Jesus.
They looked the most exciting. They looked the most like, you know, a moment of magic was going to come from. And to be honest, the moment of magic came from Trossard, and I think Jesus' part to play in that. No other player could play that part on our side. The close control, the way he brought it down, and so on. I think that's Jesus to a T. So that goal involved both of them. So yeah, I'd pick out them 4 players, but none of them stand out greatly to the others. I think it was more of, you know, the usual good team performance.
Yeah, fair. Look, we're projecting ahead a little bit, but what do you want to see between now and the end of the season? Okay, 5 more wins. How do we get that? We saw Partey come on instead of Jorginho, but Partey had very little to no part to play in these actually 3 bad results we were talking about. You know, can we get him back in the team with Rice and Ødegaard? I thought it looked quite good for the 10 minutes or so that we saw it. You know, Havertz or Jesus up front, like you said, you know, Jesus doing some good stuff. Trossard popping up with big goals. We got Martinelli. So there are options. We've talked about the squad lacking like quality, elite world-class quality, which I think still stands after today. In fact, I think it was emphasised more today in some of the opportunities and moments we couldn't really kill Wolves with. But there are options there that Arteta can call on. What for you is the right blend? Who do you want to see more of?
Who do I want to see more of?
In the next 5 games, who do you think these are the guys I'm depending on to get us over the line?
I'm looking at Rice still. You know, I don't know why, but he's just the type of character, the right age, I'd say, to, you know, maybe look at and say, you know, get this team over the line. But he's also a new signing in his first season, so maybe that's unfair. Players I want to see that haven't been used as much as I would have liked, maybe Partey, maybe Martinelli. But you know what? We've seen a lot of rotation throughout the season, in my opinion. There's a core group of 14, 15 players that Arteta really relies upon. And they're going to have to get it done, you know, because people can't be coming in cold now and you know, we can't be expecting of them players coming in cold, which is maybe a problem Arteta's left for himself, maybe with, you know, a Smith Rowe or a Partey.
Or a Vieira. Yeah.
Or a Vieira. But it's Chelsea at home next. Maybe another chance to give Partey a start. Maybe another chance to test the waters with another player, give them some minutes. But Chelsea are also in quite good form at the moment. So it's not one that we can look at and say, all right, well, we've had a great form against them. And all right, they haven't been the Chelsea we've come to know over the last 10, 15 years. But it could be a game for Partey, in my
Be
opinion.
sticky, yeah, I agree. Final question, a bit away from kind of the main talking points, but we had good conversation on Forever Arsenal with Lee and Jordan, where they made points about David Raya that I wholeheartedly agree with, actually, that when has he bailed us out? When has he or bailed the defence out, had a moment where he's kept us in the game and he's just gone, let me be a match-winning goalkeeper. Now, look, Wolves didn't rain fire on our goal, but they had one big moment with Gomez. He's through and he strikes the ball well, and Raya gets a good hand to it onto the post. Very reminiscent of Ramsdale's save at Aston Villa at Villa Park 2-2. We end up winning that game 4-2. So I just want to highlight that and give some credit. That was maybe too far to say a match-winning moment, but a very good moment for him.
Yeah, good save. Good save. Thing with Raya in comparison to Ramsdale, he's not tested near as much as Ramsdale is in terms of shots. So I think, as much as I look at Ramsdale last season and remember big saves and massive games. Look at that second half against Liverpool, for example. We haven't given teams the chance to do that to us this season. So I guess asking that of Raya is unfair. But what I do ask is, a shot like that, which I expect you to save it, and he did bail Kivior out, I think it was at that time.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And, going 1-0 down, I think it was 0-0 at that point, wouldn't have been great. No. Nerves, the questions, all of that mental.
Against a back five, we'd have found that difficult.
Yeah, 100%. So it was a big save. It was a good save. And, yeah, it was the only real moment that Wolves had.
Yeah, fair enough. Mate, Turkish, always a pleasure. In a bit.